All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. I'm just assuming that my YouTube is automatically live. Just going to make sure I'm getting feedback here. Yeah, this goes immediately into live on YouTube, so we're good both ways. So keep an eye on chats as we go. For those who pop in with us live today, my name is Ryan Sanders, the owner and lead coach of Project Fresh. We do this post every single Monday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is our fourth and final Monday of February. We believe we'll be in March on Saturday. It is moving quick, this 2025. So, anyway, glad to have you guys join us. For those that do pop in live, we definitely appreciate you guys and hope your week is off to a great start today. Every week, we do a particular topic pertaining to something along the lines of what Project Fresh is all about. Our company is dedicated and focused to assisting our clients with improving their overall lifestyle. Very specifically, we like to work mostly with men, usually between the ages of 35 and 60. Men who are dedicated to their work and relationships, but realize their health is absolutely paramount be able to continue their work, their vocation, and be there for their wives, for their families, for their communities, for their friends, for church members, whoever it is. It's very important to them. And, just kind of a side note to what we'll be talking about. We'll have another take on our The Essentials mini series that we're going to be talking about today. Just an aside, I've had a number of men pass away this year already. Quite a few, two in particular that are closer to home for my wife and I. And I haven't looked at the numbers recently, so this is more or less out of curiosity. Let's see what pops up. Okay. It actually got longer in 2022. Interesting. I think this past year in 24, it might have gotten less. So it seems it's not as far apart as I thought it would be. Average life expectancy for men in 2022 was 74.8, and 80.2 years for women. So I thought there was a little bit more of a gap there. But on average, it seems women live about 5.4 years longer on average than the men do. Both of the gentlemen who we know who passed were both, I believe, in their 60s this year, 2024. And unfortunately, very unexpected. Death is never timely, right? Maybe unless you've lived a long life and you knew that you were dying of old age and getting close to, going on to be on the other side of life. And so just a little aside that I want to give a very firm and strong and encouraging nod and nudge to the men out there. Health is so very important. Yes, balance is, important without a doubt. But health, your relationships and your money don't matter if you don't have your health. Yeah, if you got a lot of money, you probably have a better chance of trying to course correct your health. If you have a lot of money, it might be a lot easier to be present in those relationships. But when you're fighting off all of the things that we're constantly and more critically passing away from, it makes things very difficult. It makes things a lot harder. Those 5 things on average are heart disease, cardiopulmonary, cardiovascular, so heart and lungs. So lungs would be number 2. 3 is blood sugar related issues like type 2 diabetes. 4 is inflammation of the body. For cancer, about 90% of cancer cases are onsetted by, or what leads into cancer is an inflamed body. A breakdown or degradation of the quality and health of the cells, which make them, for various ways and shapes and forms, become unhealthy cells, if you will. There's probably a better way, more technical way to say it. So I'll just keep it general. I'm not a physician, obviously, but am familiar with how cells change for the worse and cause issues there. And then number five is usually accidental injury of some kind. It's another one of the top leading causes of death. And so, whatever it may be, our preventative take on health is not just going to the doctor and getting your blood panels done, getting scans done. Our true preventative health, I believe, is how you eat and how you move or exercise day in, day out, or on a more, as we like to coach, on a weekly basis. What does your weekly cadence look like for those two things? So, just a little quick aside for today, but our topic is mini series, next part mini series, the essentials, a partner dedicated to your success. I do believe, without a shadow of a doubt, having a partner dedicated to your success in some way, shape, or form is very important, because oftentimes that can be the catalyst and the piece that changes this around. When my wife and I first moved out to the Denver area, and we picked up our advertising again, like we were doing in the San Francisco Bay Area, and as I sat down and started to speak with all the individuals that responded to our advertisements for the programming that we were running, one of the key tenets that was, or one of the key pieces that we heard people say, were how lonely or bored or how difficult it was to find somebody to go and work out with, find someone to pursue better health with. It was very consistent. If I had to say, for the calls we sat down with, I'd say at least safely 40% of those calls that came up in some way, shape, or form. They were just looking for someone to go to the gym with. I think to a certain extent, based on the way that our program was structured, where it was very much do it on your own, with me checking in with you on a cadence, was probably one of the reasons why we weren't so successful with that particular program, is because people were looking to physically go with someone to the gym. So perhaps I would have been the gym buddy for multiple people if I would have acquiesced. That, obviously, that is time consuming, and there's only so many people I can do that with. Not to say that I wouldn't. I love going to work and out with everybody. But as is the case with any business, we only have so much time and resource. So perhaps another one to reconsider in the future. But nonetheless, it was such something that stood out to me so much that I remember it even a couple of years later now, because that's been almost 2 years ago since we were actively doing that particular program and advertising. And in the context of a partner dedicated to your success, this partner could come up in so many different ways, like going to the gym with you, for example, is one. Being there for you in the context of checking in and just seeing how you're doing. When you share your goals with people, the likelihood of them asking you how it's going is going to be pretty high the next time you see them. Oh, you said you were going to do that program to help you lose 5 pounds of fat. How's that going? You know, we're always curious as individuals for others, probably more or less for selfish reasons. But I think in the context of those who truly care about you, there is that desire to see, you do well, those people who are close to you. And so with those two motivations in mind, it definitely provides a good opportunity to have someone in your corner when you go working towards your success. I think also for a practitioner like me, I am often a dedicated partner with others in their health journey. One, because of the expertise that we've cultivated over the years and how we know how to very simply make adjustments, make recommendations, make changes, set new focuses, establish new goals, milestone and final goals, if you will, ultimate goals. Our ability to stay connected with others throughout the process is something that we've found to be very effective, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on. And to structure workout. A lot of times when I work out with people, a common one lately has been they'll do a set of whatever exercise we're doing, rest for like 5 seconds, and then start again. It's like, whoa, you got to let your body rest for a second. And if you're able to see if this sneeze goes, okay, that's good. If you're able to go right back into the same workout again in less than 30 seconds, then chances are you weren't pushing yourself hard enough. And so you got to slow that cadence down, space out the time between the two sets, and of course, however many sets you're doing, and really push yourself in that. So I like to say the last three should be the hardest three. Let's say we're doing a set of 10 to 12, 8, 9, 10, or 10, 11, 12, whatever it is in that range, should be your last three, your hardest three repetitions for the set. If they're not, that means you can do some more weight. And that is the goal, is to build that muscle tissue, to challenge that muscle fiber that we do need to push hard. So that's just kind of a little example of having someone like myself alongside you for the ride to keep you progressing in a way that will get you those goals. Because we all want to look great, we all want to feel great, we all want to move great. And so that requires having the great plan and focus and daily work to meet that great, right? It might be, average. Here's great. Here's our ideal, right? It might be average. It might be poor. It might be very poor, right? Way off the screen. Maybe it's good and you're just looking for that little extra to get you up to great, right? Wherever you are, even in great, it's very easy to fall out of great back down to good or average, because it does take work to maintain the great in those categories: look, feel, and move. And so having a dedicated partner along the ride with you is very, very important. That all being said, the reason why I've decided to put this into the Essentials mini-series is because it is truly essential. We've talked about this in various different ways, but the Surgeon General, a number of years ago, came out, I think it was before the pandemic, came out and said that there was a pandemic around loneliness, particularly for men. And around the ages of 20s and 30s, they were the most susceptible demographic out of all. Not to say that all demographics don't experience loneliness at some point in time, but they're the ones with the highest risk of harming themselves, men 20s and 30s range. Not much younger than myself, actually. So fairly close to my demographic, if you will. And that is essential. Relationship is an essential aspect of us being humans and being able to love one another and have people love us. Those oftentimes, there's one pastor I listen to often, Pastor Chip Ingram, who was originally based out of the Santa Cruz area in California, would say that the top two desires of the heart that he's found in connecting with and pastoring and being around people for over 40 years is equally: one, the desire to give love to someone unconditionally, fully, and also to be loved unconditionally, fully by someone else. And when you're able to be in a relationship like that, it is exceptionally rewarding. We talk about people all the time who have deep, well-connected, rewarding relationships, and there's nothing but good things to be said. No relationship is perfect, obviously, but if we take that concept and we apply it to our success in health, there's a reason why, like I said, I've made this an essential, is because it is. You can go and do it alone. You can have some great success, but over time, you'll find that there's going to be some gaps there. Kind of like that, I don't know if it's an African proverb: you can go alone quickly, but you can go far with someone else, something to that effect. I know it's not exactly that, but this is the reason why we wanted to share this with you today, is that I know without a shadow of a doubt, and perhaps there's some clinical research out there too that I'm sure I could pull up. I didn't necessarily feel this was a clinical research, but perhaps, let's just, out of curiosity, just take a quick look. Let's see, friendships. Let's see if there's importance of friendships, or maybe even partnerships, while improving health in CBI. Let's see what pops up. According to NCBI, research partnerships are crucial for improving health by allowing diverse stakeholders to pool resources, expertise, and perspectives. leading to a more comprehensive, and I'll go ahead and share this for those that are on my YouTube. Um, Leading to a more comprehensive approach to addressing complex health issues, particularly when tackling social determinants of health and ultimately achieving better patient outcomes through collaboration across sections like healthcare, community organizations, and government agencies. Obviously, we don't do healthcare. We're not a government agency. Community organization, we may fit in there a little bit. But ultimately, the key word there is crucial for improving health. So in that context, applied with the aspect of preventative health in the context of what we're talking about really is very important. I'll end with this idea. I've done some work related to golfing back when we were in California at the country club I was at. We had a few golf pros there. The first one, she was familiar with Titleist's program called TPI, Titleist Performance Institute. And it's basically an organization that brings together key people in a golfer, especially a pro golfer's life, around their health and their physicality to be able to stay at optimum for their play. So, a physician is one of them. The golf pro who teaches the skills, the golf skills, all the different things about the game, the swing, all the above. You got your golf pro, and then number three, you have someone like myself, the fit pro, who takes care of all of the fitness aspects of what the body needs to do to be able to play the game in the way that the golf pro is instructing. So I like to think of it as the fitness pro. Myself, I take care of the hardware, and the golf pro takes care of the software, the program, right? So that is a three-person collaborative effort. Yes, you could have PTs and chiros and chiropractors. You could have rolfers or Rosseters for the fascia structural integration. You could have physical therapists, as I mentioned before, PTs, and dry needling is very, very common in cupping, active release technique. There's all these different modalities these days, but those key three were the ones that were emphasized in the program. And again, it's a group of community dedicated success partners to help the golfer be successful in their game. And obviously, we know how well golfers do, especially in the PGA Pro. If you get into one of those circuits and win even in the top 20, you can make some very decent income from those. So just an example to how much important it is for your success. And maybe you're not a professional player, maybe you're not even a high profile corporate or whatever it might be in the context. That's fine. You don't have to be any of those. You could be a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids running around, and they're keeping you busy all the time, having a few girlfriends or ladies in your life, or a trainer. I do work with several stay-at-home moms currently. Having somebody in your corner to be a partner to keep you going is very, very beneficial. So that being said, we'll leave it with that. I hope you guys are having a great one today. We'll connect with you again next week, same time, same place, here on our YouTube and our Instagram at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that is 11 on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And we picked this time very specifically because we're into the day now where lunch is here for us. People are getting ready for lunch on the West Coast, and 2 p.m. on the East Coast, where people are starting to feel the tugs of lunch in their stomach as they finish out this first day coming off the weekend. So do stay well, stay focused, and I hope you guys have yourselves a great week. We'll see you in March. All right.